So you think you know your car. I mean, you drive this thing every single day. You know where the fuel cap is, you know how to pair your phone, and some of you probably even know which warning lights you can ignore. But I guarantee there are features sitting inside your car right now that you've never touched. Built in from the factory, never mentioned in any advert, and never explained by any salesperson. Feeling annoyed? Don't sweat it. That's why you're subscribed to this channel. Today, I'm going through 10 secret car tricks that only 1% of drivers know about. Some will save you money. Others will make you genuinely mad that nobody told you sooner. Stay until secret number 6. That one alone is worth your time. Secret number 1, the child lock. You probably think is a broken door. Open one of your rear doors and look at the edge. See that narrow strip that faces outward when the door swings open? There's a small lever or slider there, sometimes marked with a padlock, sometimes completely unmarked. That's your child safety lock. Flip it, and that door becomes impossible to open from the inside. Kids can yank the handle as hard as they want. Nothing happens. It will only open from the outside. Here's where it gets interesting. Every few weeks, someone buys a used car, discovers a rear door won't open from inside, and takes it straight to a mechanic. The mechanic charges for a diagnosis. The diagnosis reveals the previous owner left the child lock engaged. That's it. That's the entire repair. The bill for that discovery ranges anywhere from $50 to $150 depending on the workshop, which is a painful amount to spend on something you could have figured out in 30 seconds in your own driveway. And this isn't just useful for parents with young kids either. If you've ever picked up a used car and noticed one of the rear doors behaving strangely, this is almost always the first place to look. 30 seconds and the problem is solved. Secret number 2, your key. Fob has been hiding something from you. Most people treat their key fob like a 2-button remote. Lock, unlock, done. That's not even close to everything it does, and the features that are already programmed into it from the factory will genuinely surprise you. On many modern cars, pressing and holding the unlock button for a few seconds will roll every power window down simultaneously. The whole cabin vents out before you even open the door. In the middle of summer, after your car has been sitting in a car park for 6 hours, that's the difference between sliding into a furnace and sliding into something bearable. The reverse works too on many models. Hold the lock button and any windows left open will close themselves. You're already walking into the office and you can't remember if you left a window cracked. Handle it from where you're standing, no going back to the car park, no second guessing yourself for the next 3 hours, hoping it doesn't rain. On some vehicles, you can unlock just the boot without touching the cabin locks, which is useful when you're loading shopping and don't want the whole car sitting open. These combinations vary by make and model, and most manufacturers bury them in the owner's manual under a section most people skip entirely. Secret number 3, your rear view mirror has 2 modes. Look at your rear view mirror. Now look at the bottom edge of it. There's a small tab there, a little plastic flip that most drivers have never touched in their lives. That tab switches the mirror between day mode and night mode. And if you've never used it, you've been making night driving harder than it needs to be. In normal mode, the mirror reflects everything at full brightness, which is exactly what you want during the day. But at night, when someone behind you rolls up with their high beams on, that light fires straight into your eyes through the mirror. For a few seconds, you're essentially blind at speed. At speed on the highway, a few seconds of impaired vision is not a small thing. Flip that tab down. The reflection dims, the glare disappears, and you can still clearly see what's happening behind you without the blinding white light in your face. Secret number 4, the defroster button does more than you think. On a cold morning, you hit the rear defroster, wait a few minutes, and your back window clears up. Simple enough? That part everyone knows. Here's the part most people miss entirely. It's on the majority of modern cars, that exact same button also heats your side mirrors at the same time. The moment you press that defroster button, the same electrical circuit that's clearing your rear window is simultaneously warming the mirror glass from behind, pushing out condensation, moisture, and light frost. So while you've been leaning out the window trying to wipe your side mirror dry with your sleeve on a cold morning or waiting for the blower to eventually clear it from the outside, the fix was already on your dashboard. One button, both mirrors, done. Secret number 5, there's a valet mode built into your car. Think about the last time you handed your keys to a valet, dropped your car at a dealership for a service, or lent it to someone you weren't completely sure about. Most people just hand over the keys and hope for the best. What they don't know is that many modern cars have a valet mode built directly into the settings menu, and the vast majority of owners never find it because nobody ever tells them it's there. When valet mode is active, the boot stays locked even when the car is unlocked. On some models, the glove box and center console lock out completely, meaning whatever you keep in there stays private. Certain vehicles cap the top speed so the car physically cannot be pushed beyond a set limit while it's out of your hands. Some models let you set a personal pin so only you can deactivate it when you return. It takes about 2 minutes to set up the first time, and after that it becomes second nature. Secret number 6, the hidden tow hook behind your bumper. This is the one that gets people. Walk around to the front of most modern cars and look at the bumper carefully. On one side, usually the left, there's a small rectangular cover sitting perfectly flush with the bumper. Most people who notice it at all assume it's decorative. It is absolutely not. Pop that cover off. It usually unclips with a flathead screwdriver or simply pulls out with your finger, and behind it is a threaded metal socket. That's the mounting point for your emergency tow hook. Why does this matter? Because if your car ever needs to be pulled from the front, that threaded socket is the only engineered attachment point on the front of the vehicle. Attaching a tow rope to the bumper itself, the lower grille frame, or any other point risks ripping the bumper off entirely, or worse, damaging the subframe. Modern cars have plastic bumpers with almost no structural strength. The tow hook socket is the one place designed to take that load. Secret number 7, the seatbelt anchor on your door pillar moves. If the shoulder belt on your car crosses your neck instead of your chest, there's a good chance you've been dealing with it for years. Some people tuck the belt behind their shoulder, others tilt their seat to try and change the angle. Most just accept it as one of those minor annoyances that come with the car. None of that is necessary because the fix is already built into the car and it takes about 3 seconds to use. Look at the B-pillar. That's the vertical post between your front and rear doors. The point where the seatbelt feeds out from the pillar has a small button or release tab built directly into the guide. Press it, and that anchor point slides up or down along a track built into the pillar. Move it up if the belt sits too low across your chest. Move it down if it's riding across your neck instead of your collarbone and shoulder. This matters for more than comfort. A seatbelt that crosses the neck instead of the chest is less effective in a collision because it's not sitting across the structural parts of the body designed to absorb that force. The shoulder belt is supposed to brace across the chest and collarbone, not the throat. Getting the anchor height right is a safety adjustment, not just a comfort one. Secret number 8, your boot has hooks that actually have a job. Open your boot and look at the side walls up toward the top of the trim panel. On most SUVs and estate cars, there are small hooks built directly into the lining. Most owners glance them, assume they're for hanging a coat if they notice them at all, and then go back to stacking their shopping on the boot floor like everyone else. Those hooks were specifically engineered to hold grocery bags, tote bags, and light luggage in place while the car is moving. Each hook is typically rated between 10 and 15 pounds of load. The purpose is straightforward. Instead of loading bags onto the boot floor where everything slides around, tips over, and spills every time you brake or take a corner, you hang the bags on those hooks and they stay exactly where you put them for the entire journey. Secret number 9, the passenger seat has adjustments you've never touched. Most drivers spend time getting their own seat set up exactly right. Position, recline, lumbar support, height. Then they put someone in the passenger seat and never think about it again. But the passenger seat on most cars has the exact same full range of adjustments as the driver's seat. And there's one specific adjustment that almost nobody uses, even though it makes a significant difference on longer drives. The seat cushion tilt, not the backrest angle, but the actual base of the seat that you sit on. On most cars, the front edge of the seat cushion can be adjusted using a separate lever or switch on the outboard side of the seat, and that's just the beginning. Most passengers have never experienced a properly adjusted passenger seat and don't know what they've been missing. Secret number 10. The grab handle above your window is not just a handle. Look up at the ceiling of your car, right above the side window. There's a grab handle up there. Most people use it occasionally on tight corners, some use it to pull themselves in and out of taller vehicles, and then they forget it exists entirely. But on many vehicles, the handle or the hook built into the base of it has a second purpose that almost no one knows about. It's rated for 5 to 10 pounds depending on the vehicle, and it was designed to hang clothing. Beyond clothing, that same hook on many vehicles doubles as an anchor point for accessories like window sunshades, rear cargo organizers, and privacy screens that clip directly into that mounting point. So there you have it, 10 features that have been sitting inside your car since the day it rolled off the production line, just waiting to be found. If this opened your eyes to something you didn't know your own car could do, hit that like button. It genuinely helps us keep producing content like this. Drop a comment below and tell us which one caught you off guard the most. Subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.